Welcome back, friends. It's time for game number 4 in what could be the final game in this best of 5 between RNG and DWG KIA, because RNG showed that not only can they build early leads for themselves, but they can counterattack when they're the ones who lose the early game, taking down DWG in game 3, and it was GALA, man, the hero of the day, the hero AD carry that everybody's eyes are on.
I'm so surprised that DWG are not changing up the bans or the picks to actually grab the Kai'Sa away from GALA, because this guy is just insane. He's a freak. Like, it doesn't matter if the pick is not the highest priority pick in the meta, because it's the highest priority pick for GALA. It's what he is absolutely running over games with. And I'll be interested to see if they are going to grab it for him once again. It really suits the RNG style, how they like to play out their team fights with aggressive diving. I want to see if DWG really can craft an answer. Yes, they did take down the one game. They get the Renekton, which has been very high priority. Ooh. So it is a different look. Renekton, Nidalee. So they've had enough of Khan being on the receiving end of that bullying here. They want to try to attack the top side of the map. Xiaohu has been going largely for the AP Gragas, which feels very risky if you're going into a Renekton plus Nidalee. So we may see him pivot towards a tank Gragas style, go grasp, beef it up, just try to withstand that pressure coming through, which I think would be the intelligent play here. Just make it risk averse, because honestly, if Nidalee doesn't snowball this game, Udyr is going to outfarm, is going to have way more value in the team fights. So like, this is kind of a bit of a Hail Mary here. It feels like for DWG, you already feel like you must snowball the game through top to really stand a good chance in this game. This is match point for RNG.
So, interesting thing here. Interesting thing with the ban,
for ShowMaker.
Gnar is the ban from RNG. So they're really respecting this as a flex pick with the potential for ShowMaker to take it into the mid lane. The Nautilus will be banned away, trying to deny that with the pairing with the Kai'Sa. Sylas also banned out by RNG. They don't want to give away some powerful ultis. Again, as you've already said, Sylas can sometimes be an indicator of what you want to play. Could be sort of showing the hand towards an Alistar here, and Orianna will be our final ban of this draft.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look towards the regular season, neither of them have played Renekton here at MSI, but only Khan played the Renekton in the LCK, so that is why my assumption immediately went towards it being up to that top lane.
Or remember Cryin on Lucian.
Exactly, right? And the Xerath coming through, so there have been those spicy picks. And ShowMaker has brought out other AD picks, so there's no guarantee that it is up towards that top lane. If Jace gets locked in, you are assuming that it is, in fact, mid lane. But we'll have to wait, you know, not going to get too baited here by the hovers. It will be Leona plus Kai'Sa down on that bot side, and it is going to be Aatrox. So very interesting. This is super early game focused, it feels like here. Aatrox top, Renekton mid, Nidalee jungle. You have the Rell for the engage. Lots of places to really try to attack here with the Nidalee. Powerful early AD solo laners who want to be able to push, who want to be able to create advantages, allow Canyon to get in the face of Wei on this Udyr to really try to take things over. On the other side, it just feels like your job as RNG is withstand the early game onslaught. You have incredible scaling here. Ryze in a side lane will be unmatched come the later stages of the game. GALA has his supreme comfort here with the Kai'Sa. The Udyr is going to add so much more value in the 5v5 if he can maintain parity with the Nidalee. So this is a high risk, high reward comp here for DWG. They're changing it up, but it is match point, and I still just have such a concern about GALA on this Kai'Sa. The man has been unstoppable throughout the tournament, and we'll have to see if DWG can bring something special out here to put an end to his run.
And he's got Udyr and Leona to be those initial engage, that dive that he can follow
Gragas
up
as
on.
well.
And important to note, like you already talked about how if Nidalee falls behind, she won't be as useful as Udyr. If Nidalee falls behind, the AP threat of DWG's squad is Renekton's ult.
Yeah.
That's it. So that means that this Udyr, this Leona, will be so incredibly tanky. It'll be so difficult for them to be damaged in a meaningful way compared to the amount of damage that the Kai'Sa will be able to do in return. It must be a successful early game here for DWG KIA.
And that's why I'm so curious. Does Xiaohu actually pivot away from AP? Does he go towards the tank Gragas, where you feel like it's going to be so effective to stack armor against Aatrox, Renekton, Tristana. But even in previous games, I've seen him build AP even when there's double marksman comps, even when it's such an over-index towards physical damage, so we're not guaranteed to see it. He obviously has the skills to pull off that AP Gragas in any situation, and they may still value that more. It is phase rush here, so very interesting. It's not going to be common, super towards that laning phase, but I do think this will be AP. Generally, you'll see people go grasp on Gragas in melee versus melee matchups if they want to build towards tank. Of course, this could still be tank with the phase rush, but I am expecting it's going to be AP.
And once again, a reminder that you can join in on the action here. Send us your tweets with hashtag Verizon 5G all chat for the chance to be featured on the broadcast. This is the last series of MSI. This may very well be the last game of MSI. If you have something to say, now is the time to say it, my friends, as the minions will be spawning here in about 30 seconds. RNG and Damwon squaring off once again. Not seeing anybody invading or doing anything too cheeky here super early on. Of course, back in game number 1, it was a delayed invade from RNG that set the ball rolling nice and early, so you never want to count these guys out until you see every single person in their lane.
Definitely not, but I think in this case, RNG want to play it safe. They have the line of scrimmage here. They don't want the game to be too crazy. You're comfortable playing in a low-risk situation here. You're up a game. You have the scaling advantage. You have the damage diversity here in your comp. And they've got the reasons to be confident in their 5v5, so I'm going to be so excited to see how this does shake out. A lot of room parity on both sides. Triple phase rush top side for RNG, triple conqueror top side for Damwon. RNG really valuing the move speed here to be able to escape from the likes of the Renekton as well as that Aatrox.
Nice little bit of early trading here from Ming. Getting the aftershock means that Ghost can't really punish super effectively there with the auto attacks. Just too much armor, man. Leona too tanky here in the mid lane. Remember that although Ryze is very powerful, he has good wave control, he can shove things out. As he scales up, he's got a ton of damage. No escape mechanisms means that if Renekton and Nidalee really want to focus him, Cryin's going to have a tough task of constantly avoiding that aggro.
Exactly. It will be pretty difficult. We'll see if that is going to be the way it plays out. It's also worth noting no cleanse on Ryze. So in a lot of these situations where you see these kind of more niche counter picks, or, well, really not a counter pick, but just kind of the jungle plus mid lane duo that is very threatening with CC, you'll sometimes see the Ryze say, all right, well, I want to go TP, but I can't escape. So I got to go towards the cleanse. In this case, he is still playing teleport, which does mean if Canyon shows up, the flash empowered stun comes through from the Renekton. If the spear lands, you're probably dead to rights. So it's going to be so much about preempting that with vision. It's less about responding when it already happens and more about spotting it before it actually happens, right? And that's why there's a deep ward over by the Raptors trying to track where Nidalee could potentially be coming from. It's going to be up to Wei to also be kind of in the face of the Nidalee, trying to act as one of those battle wards where you really know where he's at. And anytime Cryin doesn't have information on where the Nidalee is, he's got to play like this, play way far back so they can't set up these plays.
And talking about setup, both supports an incredible amount of engage potential, and with both junglers on the bottom half of the map, we'll see if either squad wants to take the chance to jump on anything here. Canyon will lose out on that crab. He's not going to face check the brush. He will not run into Wei. Nidalee versus Udyr. Nidalee's not going to have a good time if she just ends up walking into the brush where Udyr is waiting.
Yeah.
Now Wei will step forward, could be going for the gank here on bottom. Damwon's bottom lane very far up here in this lane. If Wei shows up, this should be summoner spells at the very least.
I mean, he was spotted, coming out on that bot side invade, and that's why they're playing safe, but they're in an awkward spot because look at the wave, right? There's enough range minions there to deny all that does remain from RNG, so they desperately wanted to push it in, but they can't. And they don't know when and if Udyr actually based, right? You're not sure. Is he just waiting this entire time? It's very risky. Canyon's on the top side. He's taking away the Krugs, so until they get some sort of information, it's a really tough spot to be in. That play alone costs them about a wave worth of CS, and that's the things that you like to really see, the incremental advantages created just purely through lack of information.
And Canyon there completes the Krugs right as Wei shows up. He gets to see what was going on. Ming tries to engage here on Ghost as he and BeryL are ready to try to trade back a little bit. Canyon and Wei once again fighting over this Raptor camp, and it's Canyon with the smite who secures it.
Yep, taking a couple of camps away from his opponent. At least partially getting that camp there as Whoop.
Oh, we got a couple of
side.
different fights starting up here. It's Wei who's in a lot of trouble. Q3 coming down, but Wei gets out of the way of that one, running away with a bear stance, gets back up to the safety of the tier 1 turret. So Wei survives, but it does cost his flash as Khan makes his way back up to the top lane. And this is one thing that this early game comp has bought for Damwon Azael. They have so much control over both of these solo lanes.
They do, but really the gold is just dead even, right? They haven't actually created much of an advantage because of the deficit on the bottom side. And the series has been about the marksman players, has been about who performs better, Ghost or GALA. Largely, it has been GALA really shining in these team fights, and already Ghost being put very far behind. The support difference as far as the matchup is also pretty big here. Leona definitely has the edge here in this 2v2 against the Rell. You know, Rell, such long cooldowns now since the nerfs, really kind of has fallen out of favor. And if you can actually get onto that Rell and you just have both supports hitting each other, both marksmen hitting the supports, it's almost always the Leona that is going to out-tank the Rell and really win out in that 2v2.
Okay, XP per level once again, right on time to show us solo laners hitting level 6. Now, Xiaohu has used his teleport just to get back to lane very recently. Same story can be told for Khan, but both mid laners still have those TPs ready to go. Worth pointing out that Cryin also has the Realm Warp available if you need even more mass displacement here to try to make some sort of a play. Neither team's on the board yet. We still have ourselves a 0-0 game, 6 minutes in, but it's RNG coming up here to the top side. Try to make a move. Khan dashes over the wall. We have to flash here to get away. RNG's bringing up everybody to try to take this guy down. ShowMaker has arrived. World Ender's getting popped. Nice job. Wei's in some trouble. Q3, baby. First blood over to Damwon.
Khan knowing his limits so well there. Not afraid at all. Doesn't flash out. Doesn't even hesitate for a second, just playing it, minimizing damage, and once ShowMaker gets up there, they lock down Wei, who had no flash, and they take him down. Critical first blood here, because not only does that create a solo lane advantage, Canyon has been invading ruthlessly. He's gonna get ahead as well here, but RNG on the move. Wei, Cryin, and Xiaohu all around here. Khan's gotta get over here. Remember, the solo laners do have a little bit of an ulti advantage because Khan's is on cooldown.
All right, we're fighting over the red buff. Here it goes. Khan taking a lot of damage here. Red's going to be secured by Wei. RNG trying to stand and fight. ShowMaker goes in, but ShowMaker goes down. Khan's about to be number 2 if he don't flash over the wall. They got to try to dash away. The Realm Warp is coming in, and it's going to be a 4-man party. Wei gets the kill, and RNG gets a big punish.
And they just even up the gold just like that, and they can probably even get ahead off of these steals. Damwon just goes too far. They did not have the Aatrox ulti there. They thought they would have enough to make it happen. ShowMaker TPing back in will prevent additional jungle camps from going down, but a little bit too little too late as they went for that red buff. Not only did they not actually secure the red buff itself, but they lose out on the fight here. A huge amount of farm about to be collected by GALA, which will slingshot him ahead as far as the gold goes, and RNG have got to be feeling so good after that last team fight win.
Yeah, you know why Damwon wanted to go further for that, why they wanted to steal the red buff. They need to succeed early, but it just didn't work. Look at how close ShowMaker gets this.
It's absolutely very, very close here. The knockup comes through from Khan. The smite is secured, though. So much damage put down by that Gragas ulti. This AP Gragas has a little bit of AP under his belt at that point, but hitting all 3 Damwon members with the ulti, and it looked like even potentially the BeryL, Ming, the absolute madman, flashes in to get into the Realm Warp. Wait for me!
He's ready to go. He didn't rotate all the way up to top lane to not be involved.
He's getting that assist.
Ready to fight. And Ming making sure that he's part of it here. RNG still behind a little bit here in gold, thanks to the farm advantages that Damwon have earned for themselves in the jungle and solo lane positions. But there's always the X factor, man. There's always GALA, and that's what Damwon must be so incredibly mindful of and respectful of as we continue to move forward in this game. 9 minutes in, and neither side has secured themselves a Drake yet. There is the Rift Herald in Canyon's inventory. He'll still have about 3 minutes to try to use that. Wei shows up as Canyon is down there looking for that Scuttle Crab, but Damwon are poised for a collapse. BeryL's going in, GALA's getting caught out. Ghost with the flash over the wall. Ghost with the kill with the explosive charge, and that is Damwon KIA getting a kill on the most important player of RNG.
Yeah, Ghost Dewey at him, and cool guys don't look at explosions, walks away. GALA goes down, they grab the dragon, critical fight here. for Dom1. They must maintain some pace in this game. You cannot afford to be giving away these early objectives. They've got to use their early game power here to try to get a hold of a spot in this game, a way to get ahead of RNG before RNG's scaling takes over. Wei is coming here, potential to answer this gank. Will they go for it? No flash on ShowMaker, so it's got to be the slice and dice.
Okay, Cryin's in some trouble. The spear finds him. Flash away to avoid the rest of the damage. He'll take ShowMaker low on the back end of that fight there, but nice grab on the enemy summoner spell means Cryin is now very vulnerable for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, man, and you can see those Merc Treads in action. Canyon actually had to be pretty quick with that spear to even be able to land it. Cryin almost was able to actually flash out of there, and Wei now has the knowledge of where they are. They're looking for a 4-man dive bot, but Canyon is here.
They want to go. Ghost is about to die here immediately. Tries to make sure he trades one with him. The rocket jump again. It's a 1-for-2 as Cryin falls over. Wei's trying to get the hell out of town, and Dom1 are able to stop what RNG's putting together.
That is huge. Canyon, right place, right time. Ghost coming up big. Con winning the 1v1 on the top side. ShowMaker doesn't move. He gets plates mid lane. Nearly a 2,000 gold lead after a couple skirmishes are going the way of Dom1. Huge for them to be able to pull this one off, and Canyon was there when they needed him most. Hex Flash over the wall. Ming starts this one out. The cleanse immediately, but the ulti was layered up. Ghost with the reset on the rocket jump, jumps in again.
Double jump.
The slows actually mattered a lot there, keeping him in range of the turret so that last tower shot could finish him off. And on the other side of the fight, Canyon and BeryL combined for a kill. So Dom1 +1 on the play, get turret plates mid, don't lose turret plates bot, and get a kill onto Ghost. So Ghost, who was put very far behind after the early laning phase, remember, he was quite a bit down as far as the farm went. He's right back in it. He's got an additional kill. Yes, he's going to be down farm still, but the gold should have largely equalized here, or at least it's a lot closer to parity than it was.
Before that wave crashed, he was ahead. When the gold flashed on the screen for a moment, Ghost had a very slight lead over GALA because of the fact that he's got the kill advantage over his opponent. But now back in the mid lane, Wei will come here, help just clear out this wave a little bit, allow Cryin to farm up all those minions. We don't have a dragon to fight over. We don't have a Rift Herald to fight over. Rift Herald and Canyon's inventory is about to expire. It's got to be used. It's got to be used somewhere. Just throw it bottom, grab the plates.
So he wanted to use it mid. They were trying to get a punish on Cryin, who had no flash, because that was already a low tower. So if you get the kill, you drop the Herald, you cash in first tower, ShowMaker is off to the races. That's the play that they were hoping for. They couldn't find it, so he had to go here and just kind of take the backup option. They're not really looking for much of a play. ShowMaker is just here to say, we're going to get the plates, accept it, and really kind of just bodyguarding against any sort of a counterplay more than looking for one of his own.
Okay, so I've got to pose this question to you because we're almost 13 minutes into the game here. 2,500 gold lead for the side of Dom1. But we have made a point of specifically saying how important it is for this team to keep and use momentum. Is this enough momentum at this point in the game?
Yes, absolutely, I think so. You know, you're moving towards the second dragon, not only with a champion advantage as far as current power, but with also a gold advantage. If you grab this second dragon here on spawn, you know, around 15 minutes, you continue to push the pace of the game, I think it's absolutely fine. You know, the Ryze isn't going to just like fully outscale the Renekton until much later in the game. You know, the damage profile doesn't really matter until a ton of armor is stacked. Neither of those things have happened, right? So Dom1, I think, is still in the comfort zone. It's just always in the back of your head, there's that clock that's ticking. And when you're on the side of Dom1, you know that every little tick-tock is a bad thing for you. Whereas RNG are going to be happy with every moment that passes without action. So as long as Dom1 keep that in mind, continue trying to play with some momentum here, I think they're going to be a good team. That is so annoying.
Oh, that's the most obnoxious thing in the world. Wei just runs out, smites him real fast, says, I'd rather inconvenience you to keep this cooldown. I've got a second charge anyway.
Mental advantage.
But I do want to point out a pretty big, like more meaningful advantage here in the jungle. It is a 2-level lead for Canyon, who by all of 25 gold is the richest person in the game. Not anymore after the minions got picked up, but the Nidalee is significantly far ahead and has now completed the Night Harvester, so the spears are going to hurt even more.
Yeah, he's looking to snowball this game, and Canyon is just such a monster. Has been known for his Nidalee in the past. You know, really, this guy's good at pretty much everything.
Yeah.
There's a reason that everyone looks at him as like the jungler. You know, when you talk to junglers in other regions, oh, who you been watching? Well, Canyon. You know, pretty much that's the universal answer you're going to get is people want to watch this guy to improve their game. And when pro players are saying that, as a pro player yourself, there's not really any higher compliment than you can get.
Right. If you're the textbook that everyone else wants to learn from, you're doing a pretty damn good job at whatever your role is supposed to be. So Canyon here, 1-0-1 on the Nidalee, about 33 farm ahead, and it's Dom1 that have control over the bottom side river, clearing out the vision, making sure they do this the right way. They don't want to take any shortcuts. Wei will instead just go for the Rift Herald here on the top side. I like this choice. Yeah, I like this choice from RNG. They're saying, look, we're behind. They've got a powerful early comp. Just trade objectives.
Yep, absolutely. You get something for yourself. It's not as valuable because it's the second Rift Herald, but you're probably going to lose the fight for the dragon anyway, so going there doesn't really gain you anything except a gray screen. So from that position, oh,
the oceans bring life. However, Xiaohu had a close brush with what could have maybe been a really dire situation there. Flashes away, stays alive, stays safe. Back up here in the top lane, it's Khan going after Cryin. He's going in for the solo here, but it will not be a solo. Tries to get the Q3, but a nice rune prison coming out. Rell Morph wants to get him away. Wei is left behind, but it don't matter. Khan knows he can't kill an Udyr like that, but good pressure onto the enemy mid laner, forcing out that summoner spell.
Yeah, he forces out the flash there. You know, Xiaohu was going for the body slam flash onto Canyon. They trade flashes on that side, so Dom1 going positive across the map, and Ghost is unlocked to move around. They're sieging up here. They saw two members top. So RNG can't defend this. ShowMaker threatening a flank. If you step forward, the Croc is going to come in, but RNG are trying to preempt it with a TP behind here.
Okay, we got the TP, but BeryL's already ready to go. Nice CC chain coming out. Xiaohu can do nothing about it, and that is a very valuable kill here for Dom1.
Yeah, RNG just didn't have a setup to really go for that play. That's a flashless Gragas. He just committed the flash trying to go for Canyon earlier. They TPing him in, and this is the first kind of hints of desperation from RNG in this game. They're feeling like it's getting away from them, and honestly, they're right. This gold lead is expanding. The push is continuing. Canyon on the side threatening the spears over the wall here, and this tower is getting very, very low. Ming is chunked out. I mean, you get much lower. BeryL could look for the dismounted flash flip, knock someone down, so Dom1 continuing to push here, likely will back off, pillage some of the jungle camps as Xiaohu is back out on the map. But damn, this is a great game for them and something that can really rebuild some confidence. Let's watch it one more time. ShowMaker's on the flank, so they're saying, all right, well, we'll preempt the play. But the problem is, Wei's not really here yet. Look at where Ming is with his HP. The TP is very deep. And maybe if you're like a 2-item tank Gragas, you could do that because they can't just kill you off before your team can get to you. But I mean, this is a Gragas with an Everfrost and some Lucidity boots. He doesn't even have a stopwatch. Like, you're paper at that point, so Dom1 make the easy play. They turn, they collapse, and they don't need ShowMaker for that.
And Khan is so confident in this side lane. He already showed that he can take care of Cryin in the 1v1. He knows he can take care of Xiaohu in the 1v1. There's a reason he's got a 40 CS lead over his opponent. So Khan can just do whatever he pleases. In this split push situation, there is no way that without numbers, RNG can challenge him, and Dom1 can play around this. That 2-0 Drake lead is also going to become relevant here in about 2.5 minutes when Dom1 will challenge RNG to come answer them. And honestly, for RNG, that's a tough call.
It really is, right? I think in this case, if I'm RNG, unless you think you have a really good angle or some sort of way to get a pick or force some cooldowns before the dragon, I think you give this one up. You keep looking towards late game. You're not at match point here, right? You know, you are not about to lose this series, even if you drop the game. And I think the higher percentage play is just hoping that the game can stall out, and you really kind of just wait to contest at those like death buffs, right? If they're gonna go for Baron, if they're gonna go for Soul, if they're gonna go for Elder, yeah, you flip the game, you go and you fight. But for that third dragon, I don't think it's worthwhile when they have a really good late game composition and potentially the ability to wait it out to get there.
We'll check back in on that here in about 90 seconds, but an update compared to the time when I previously asked the question. About 5 minutes ago, I asked you, is Dom1 ahead enough? Have they set the tempo of this game high enough? And you said yes. And since then, the gold advantage has gone from 2,500 to 6K for the side of Dom1 Kia. The Korean team is ready and raring to go here. When they're at death's door, when they're at match point, when they must win, they are ready to do it here with this comp that, as you rightfully said in Champ Select, it's high risk, high reward, and this is the kind of squad that's willing to accept that challenge.
Absolutely, it's the kind of team that can pull it off. I mean, they're world champions for a reason. This is a team that is, representing the hope of the LCK, right? It had been the LPL running the show for a few years internationally. You know, post T1 era, it was starting to feel like the LCK was falling behind. You know, they had that kind of tragic world, and it was the rise of the West, the LPL taking over, and they came up and represented the LCK. Won Worlds last year. They're trying to make it 2 back-to-back for the region. And they are making a good show of it here in game number 4, trying to force match point.
Now remember, in both of the previous games, we've seen each of these teams throw a lead around 3rd Drake when they were ahead 2-0 in that count. That has to be in the mind of Damwon. They do not want to overextend. They do not want to give RNG the window back into this game, because with these compositions, with the state of the champions on the board, one mistake could be one too many.
Absolutely. I mean, Damwon fully in control, but as you say, you know, for both sides, right? You know, if Damwon really misengage and you lose a fight, post 20 minutes, that's BeryL. And all of a sudden, that's your lead gone, and that's your momentum gone. So they want to make sure that they are not being hesitant, but they are still being thoughtful about their engages. They're still being intelligent about the engages, and that's why they only send a couple members, take down that dragon, make sure you keep your eyes on the Baron pit. There's potential for a Rell morph to be able to drop him in there. So even though it's very shortly past 20 minutes, Damwon still had BeryL up there, making sure that that small percentage play was not going to happen.
And I love the fact that it's Khan who's the guy who starts the dragon up. They don't send Canyon down there just in case they somehow might have missed a ward. But the top laner, who can very frequently be out of vision anyway because his job is to rotate around, be that split push threat, that's the guy that can most easily be dismissed as, oh, he's probably somewhere doing something. But Xiaohu might just find himself caught out here. Explosive cast used. Canyon just ends up getting the alley-oop there on the Scuttle Crab. Xiaohu escapes, doesn't have to use his flash.
Yeah, not much mounting there as we did see Canyon as well as BeryL showing up, but you could see GALA was actually cheating over towards where Xiaohu was. They were looking initially for a play where Xiaohu goes in, he applies the Plasma on Khan, GALA flies in, you get a pick that buys you some time, that buys you some control in this game. But Damwon, again, on top of it. Khan is only there because he knows he has the support of BeryL as well as Canyon coming through, and they're trying to set up once again here over the side, finish off this tower. Canyon's gonna go over the wall, throw turrets, and while you're busy playing the minigame of dodging spears, Ghost is just gonna step forward and knock this one down.
Every mini game's got a main game, and Damwon are running the game right now. Cheryl Chu says, Damwon and RNG never fail to give us an amazing matchup. Let's go. I agree. As Wei ends up face-checking the brush there. Will not take a whole lot of punishment from that. But this map is Damwon's, Azael, and RNG are struggling to find any footing here. As you can see the ward lines being advanced as Damwon takes control over the entirety of the enemy jungle. Wei's gonna face check here. It's Khan ready to go, but he's got to be careful that he's not too far separated from the rest of his team. RNG's trying to join up. BeryL goes in for the engage. A little bit of damage over the wall coming out from Cryin, but Khan is doing a beautiful job keeping everybody else away. Q3 finds its way into the hearts of two different RNG players. Flash out from Xiaohu to stay alive. GALA doing whatever he can to find the damage here. They will not get a kill on him. Cryin has to fall back now as well, and it's another fight going the way of Damwon.
Yeah, they got to tuck tail and run, as Khan is just always having such good angles. Really been impressed with him in this series. He's always approaching where he's on that precipice of feeling like, ooh, are you too far? And makes RNG kind of want to go for him a little bit, want to scrap with him a little bit, but he's only in those positions when he has the support of his team. He has never overextended, it feels like, in this game. He's playing that nice edge so incredibly well and putting on such a tremendous amount of pressure to the RNG members here, who are losing more and more control in this game. And while your hope is that you've closed the gap for the soul point, you just haven't. And Khan, here he is. He lands the initial play, but he backs up until the rest of his team arrives here. BeryL, I like that he does not overcommit. He jumps in with the W, but you notice doesn't use his flash, doesn't use his ulti, because if RNG then try to commit, then you go for the flash ulti. But it's ShowMaker and Khan piling into the back line here, getting tremendous amounts of damage on, and Wei now maybe in some trouble here as here comes Canyon.
Canyon's ready to go. ShowMaker, however, already used the stun, so that means there will not be any setup there for the spear. Ming not avoiding, or not being able to be caught out here just yet, but it might be Khan who gets punished. A lot of damage coming out, and they shut him down. GALA with the kill, exactly the man that you want to have the gold.
Oh,
BeryL
if
might
he
be the
does
next
too, this
one.
could be Baron.
This could be huge for RNG if they pick up another kill. Khan out of the picture is already big, but is it big enough to open a window here for RNG? They're posturing towards the Baron pit right now.
They're going to flip it.
Damwon are the ones who have to answer. It is a 4v5. They will zone Xiaohu away from the rest of his team, but a nice amount of CC coming through. It's BeryL on the front line who's going to be stuck. Cryin gets the kill on him. ShowMaker into the ulti, but he's not finding himself into the enemy team. GALA below half HP. Everybody on RNG pretty hurt. Canyon throwing out the spears. 3v5. Damwon will chase RNG away.
Yeah, Khan's up in 5, so they need to run because TP could be coming through, and they want to continue to chase. They actually look like they want this fight, but will they overextend?
Oh, they're trying to go back in. Ming leads the charge. Canyon with a nice stasis, keeping himself alive, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Khan has joined the fight. Ghost is going in. Xiaohu's going down. Cryon's about to die. Quadra kill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Damwon KIA, and it's Ghost to save the day.
Ghost coming up huge for Damwon there. The explosive charge detonates in the middle of the entire RNG squad. And when he got that first kill, you could smell it. The Penta was there for Ghost. He reaches out and he grabs it and he takes this game.
The battle of the marksman here in the MSI Finals. Last game, it's GALA making everybody go holy moly. In this game, it's all about Ghost. Let's watch it again in the Axe Effect replay.
All right, we see this one more time. BeryL goes in, but Wei is low. The spears land on Cryin, so he is low as well. Ming with the explosive charge, a little bit too close to GALA. Procs that damage on him. And ShowMaker has the 2 items feeling really strong. So they're moving forward. They know Khan is about to respawn. We have the ability to turn this with the TP. Look at this explosive charge. Detonating on multiple people. The crits coming through. Ghost sees the Penta in his eyes. As soon as GALA falls, there's no one to contest him. And he comes up huge for Damwon. They are in full control. 10K ahead. Baron buff. They could be on the victory march right here, right now.
I love the expression on his face. He knows what a go moment that was for him and for Damwon in this game number 4 here. With over a 10,000 gold lead, with an Ocean Soul in their possession, with Baron for another 2 minutes, it's up to Damwon to end this game as swiftly as possible.
They want to do it. They just got to make sure they're playing around these waves. Don't give them that 5v4 engage. Allow Khan time, and that's exactly what they have done. Now, as members from RNG come to respond to this, the next wave will be arriving. The timing isn't quite right for Damwon, so the waves aren't crashing at the same time, but they're looking to pressure on multiple sides. They've got the top lane wave already at that tower, and we'll see if they can step forward here to get some damage down. BeryL taking a pretty large amount of poke there, though.
He's still okay for now. They've really got to respect the Leona and the Gragas engage potential. Khan is still off in the mid lane here, trying to get the most out of this Red Bull Baron power play, trying to make sure they continue this pressure, get these waves crashing at the same time, make RNG make that impossible choice of which one of these lanes do we protect, which one do we sacrifice. Canyon finds a spear onto Wei, and here's what you're talking about the lead. This is what we needed to see the Nidalee do if Damwon was to stay alive in this series, be able to chunk people no matter if they're the tank or not, and it's working out.
It is, but they haven't got these waves synced up, so far RNG has been holding up. A Canyon goes in!
Oh, right over the wall they go. Khan is ready to follow up. Wei is at 20% HP. He cannot participate until he goes back to the fountain to heal, but that is too much time. BeryL leads the charge forward. The turret is taken down. Now back over in the mid lane, the minions have crashed, and they are ready to continue finding damage onto the turret. No inhibitor claimed yet. Second inhibitor turret will be defended back here in mid. Damwon keeping the pressure alive as a 4-man push in the bottom lane. GALA, this is the guy to watch. If there's a hero for RNG in this game, it's gotta be him. Wei steps out of the base gate here, trying to stand and fight. You've got ShowMaker in the Dominus, ready to make some sort of a play here over the wall. Xiaohu about to die. Stasis buys him only a moment, but it's a moment too little, too late. Cryin's dead next. Khan grabs the kill there, and they will not stop. Wei and Ming both about to fall. GALA tries to get himself away. It's a double kill back over to the Aatrox. It's Canyon picking up another. Ladies and gentlemen, esports fans, are you ready for a game number 5? Because Damwon KIA is about to give you a game number 5.
Let's go! You can hear it in the distance. Silver scrapes, baby. Damwon wants it. They're delivering, and they are going to push us to that pivotal game number 5.
They had to be strong, they had to be swift, and they get it done. We're going to the final game in the final series of the finals of MSI 2021.
And what a push there. What a game, honestly, from Damwon. The confidence to change it up, go towards the early game, bust out the Nidalee, pair it with the Renekton as well as the Aatrox. A lot of power in those solo lanes, and they used it so damn well. They could have fallen back, started to play passive after that one invade at the red buff went bad, but they continued to push forward, utilized their power to the maximum, expanding the gold lead, stacking the dragons, and that Ocean Soul they had on the final push was so big. In the extended push, they got so much value out of all of the additional regen they had there. Damwon really showcasing so much poise under pressure in this game, so much confidence coming out with a new strategy here, and taking down GALA there on his Kai'Sa. And it's just so exciting now going towards game 5. Like, what do you even prepare for? You know, like, is it going to be the Xerath? Is it going to be the Lucian mid? Do you have to worry about the Nidalee? Do you have to worry about the Renekton mid? You know, do you ban the Kai'Sa? Will you just beat it? Who knows? There's so much going through these teams' minds right now, and I cannot wait to see what they've got to show us in game number 5.
This series in 4 games has already surpassed all my hopes, all my expectations, and we still have one more chapter left to see in this epic battle, with Damwon KIA coming up clutch and bringing us to game number 5 for the first time in an MSI final since 2015. The State Farm Analyst Desk will be back with a preview of the final game here in just a few minutes.
Certified banger.
Dear me, I just wanted to tell you that soon, everything you know will change. You're part of the breakout, part of an elite group of individuals that launched a global movement. The pioneers that changed the sole definition of a gamer. I'm you, from the future, and I just wanted to tell you that your future will be legendary. Exceed the game, unleash the future.
Wow. Welcome back, everyone, to the State Farm Analyst Desk. For years, the LCK and the LPL have been fighting for dominance on the international stage. And today, DWG KIA and RNG are in an epic battle for glory. Also, I don't know what's going on this year, but in the playoffs leading into MSI around the world, as well as these MSI knockouts, we've gotten so many games, and now the second 5-game best-of-5 series. I feel so blessed that it's happening, because sometimes at these international tournaments, it does not happen, and it doesn't go all the way.
Yeah, I think there's only one other time, I believe, that actually happened, but they're actually neck and neck, these teams. It feels like either team could take it. DWG with a really good statement in this last game for sure.
Absolutely. Lyric, as the proponent of RNG, I personally feel like something broke in this game 4, and DWG came up clutch for the win. Do you feel the same, or do you feel it is savable for the side of RNG?
I feel like it's savable because I actually love what DWG did. They just picked a draft that absolutely smashes you in the first 15 minutes of the game. I don't think RNG drafted well around that, and yeah, DWG have good enough players to where if they find these leads, RNG can't come back from such a deficit.
And yeah, the reason I asked you that obviously is because just yesterday we saw that DWG was against match point, and then they closed the door on the Mad Lions for 2 games in a row. So do you feel like RNG has more left in the tank to be more resilient than the Lions were yesterday?
We've been here before. Season 5, went to game 5. EDG pulled out the win, so, we can do it again.
And they pulled out the win with a Morgana, which was like a pocket pick into the LeBlanc, almost like a staple in people's minds. That's what they'll most remember from that 2015 MSI, that they did eventually win EDG. And both LPL and LCK have 2 MSIs, and this is going to game 5 as well. This is absolutely nuts.
I also love how similar it is, right? It's the last time we saw a game 5 at MSI, and as you say, it was EDG versus SKT, and SKT, FLICKR was the man to beat, and he picked his LeBlanc, in which he was undefeated. And I feel like there are similarities here with how ShowMaker has been performing from the side of DWG, but also the bot lane. There were question marks around the bot lane from DWG coming into this series, and I gotta feel we gotta give some respect to Ghost and BeryL, especially Ghost in that last game.
Yeah, they look a little bit different than they did yesterday. Obviously getting 2v2 killed a lot yesterday. BeryL not being on the Nautilus is helping them out, but Ghost just had a fantastic game. Probably one of his best games of the entire tournament, especially against RNG, such a stable team. GALA, lots of pressure. The game before, in game 4, GALA was actually popping off himself, so yeah, definitely a tough task ahead of him, but he managed to get a pentakill, and he did manage to carry the game single-handedly.
Yes, he did. First pentakill of MSI, and if our records are correct, the first pentakill ever at an MSI final. Now, Lyric, in terms of kind of a confidence boost, because you can expect that the community, I mean, I'm sure they haven't been reading that in between the series, but just the pressure on their shoulders because they didn't have a good series yesterday. This must be such a redemption and such a good feeling, helping to hopefully get them on the right foot for game 5 for that bot lane.
Oh, definitely, right? I mean, the mentality is going to be good. I even think overall, even just ignoring the pentakill, right? They haven't really been pressured in the 2v2 the same way they were yesterday. Like, sure, they haven't fallen behind because RNG been putting jungle attention down there. But in the straight-up 2v2, they've been fine. And as we can see, in team fights, Ghost and BeryL can get the job done.
Yeah, and if you think about it, we were talking about this in the last segment. This is the 9th champion in a row that ShowMaker's pulled out uniquely in a 5-game series. Now we're going to the 10th game. FLICKR, LeBlanc, Morgana, there could be something clutch coming out there. You never know.
Yeah, I agree. And let's pull up actually the last time, the last time that RNG was on the blue side, which was game 3. Because DWG have pulled out 29 unique champions so far in the knockouts, which is many more than RNG, even though RNG only played 1 game less. So Lyric, I'd love to know, with this blue side draft that RNG had, and knowing that they're with their backs against the wall now in this game 5, how much depth do they have left, and where would you like to see them prioritize?
To be honest, I do think RNG are the team with the much more limited pool, but I'd just like to see them stick to comforts, because even small draft differences this game, like I feel like if we saw Xiaohu on the Gnar, could have made a big difference to the fact that, he'd be more comfortable, there would be more side lane pressure there, there'd be more chance to try to find these big picks in team fights. So I don't necessarily think you need to change too much, just bring out, these highlight picks from each player.
The team that does need to change a lot is DWG. On that red side draft, I think they lack a lot of follow-up with the Nocturne, they don't have as good kind of CC setup for for an engage. You just rely on a lot of skill shots in that comp. Exactly. So I think they should definitely not make the same mistake that RNG just made, which is leaving Renekton open in that game 3. They left it open, and then Damwon instantly first picked it. They lock in Nidalee. Their comp is just crystal clean, right, for the early game, the late game with Tristana. So Damwon need more engage, more playmaking, and more tools to work with than just skill shots to land the fight.
But I wanted to pull this draft up as well because, again, there's similarities with yesterday. But coming into Game 4 and Game 5, Mad Lions no longer had answers because of what Damwon was able to field and showed that they have depth in most roles. Maybe, I want to say excluding Ghost for the most part, but that's the marksman and the ones that are in the meta usually. So that's why I feel a bit apprehensive to think that RNG will have all the answers here in Game 5.
Yeah, definitely. I think RNG are going to run something very similar back. Damwon, I think they should keep the same bans that they did there. Renekton, Lucian, Lee Sin, definitely targeting out Xiaohu there. These are the key bans I think they need, but I think they need to change up their picks a little bit more.
Before we get into the next break and then into Game 5, Lyric, I mean, what a glorious day it's been so far, and we've really been treated to a wonderful best of 5 between these two teams. I mean, I just hope that the last game is as eventful and that both teams really show up to defend that title.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, right, both teams have shown that they walk away feeling good about the series, walk away feeling like they deserve to be an MSI champion, depending on this Game 5. And I feel like we've seen a lot of growth from both teams throughout this event. And, you know, I just hope we get to end it off with a bang.
Both teams have been pushed to the absolute limit, and it all comes down to one more best of 1.
Yes, it does. Khan looking for that title. Xiaohu for the second international title. Now role swap. There are so many storylines, and the MSI 2021 title is on the line in Game 5 as Damwon, Kia, and RNG take to the stage one last time to the tunes of Silver Scrapes. Let's go.
Banger.
Is Elder Dragon enough? That is the question. They're gonna hit the wall. Shockwave back in. The shutdown comes across. Ming is low, but there aren't enough teammates left, and that might just be it.
Damwon, Kia, you give them an inch, they take the whole damn mile. A clean ace. Canyon has stamped his name on this game.